Today on Ostentatious, we're going to get rid of this warped looking dash and make it look a lot better in here. As y'all know from the video where I started doing the interior and did the dash panel, and I did the Kenwood radio, the top of the dash in this thing is pretty well sun warped, and I've got to do something about that. And in order to fix it, I'm obviously not going to take an entire dash out that's as old as this one and put it in here just to warp immediately after I do it. So I got a little bit of a plan. So here's the plan. I got one of these Coverlay style dashes, and we're going to try to put that on. All right. So the first step here is going to be trying this over top the regular dash and see how well it fits. Now, if you notice, it's got some places where it doesn't exactly mold in, but those places can be fixed. My biggest concerns are around the speakers and around the grill up here. And if y'all notice, it doesn't seem to be pushed all the way up, but when you do push it all the way up, it does not necessarily want to fit. And there's a reason for that. The reason is we have a bunch of warpage here. So I hate to do this, but I'm going to have to cut a lot of this warped vinyl and foam out in order to do this. First thing I'm going to do, I do not know what this is. This was in the truck when I got it. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pry that out of here. As y'all can see, I got it out of there. I never knew what that was. I knew when I got the truck from my dad, well, before I got it, the vent had cracked at one point and I replaced the vents for him, but it looks like what this is. So we're just going to toss that in the floor for now and clean it up later. But now, as y'all see, there's a lot of warpage up through here, okay? And even around here, okay? And if you see, this comes way up off the dash here, okay? Now this stuff can probably play into place right here, especially with all this snappage here, because this is brand new. I can snap it in and out. This is just where the speakers aren't bolted all the way down, as y'all can see. Apparently when I put Pioneers in here a few years ago, I forgot to put the screws in. Oops. Or at least one of the screws. At least one of the screws. I'll have to figure out where it's at, but that's okay. That's not going to have any bearing on this job. So for right now, I'm going to do something I don't really want to have to do, but I'm going to have to, and that's come up here. Did y'all hear that click? It's more of a snap, but if y'all can hear that scratchy sound, that's how bad this this vinyl is. Like, that's how bad it off it is. It can't really do me any good anymore. It's dried out, it's popping, cracking, and I'm just going to whittle a lot of this away because it's raised up, and with it being raised up, the new piece is not going to fit real good. So I'm just going to keep cutting away and pulling until it's down a little bit, and once it's down about level with where it used to be, we'll go ahead and continue with the new piece. All right. Gone. Man, this is brittle. No wonder it's all over the place. I should probably come back here a little bit more. Oh. Even back here it's sunbaked. Alright, y'all can see, I mean, I wanted y'all to get a little bit of experience here, how bad this is. I know, everybody's saying, well, that's where the glue goes. Well, it'll be okay, alright? I'll put some extra glue in there, but I want to make sure all this old vinyl, whatever it is peeled off here, because the glue will stick to what's under the vinyl better than the actual vinyl, and there's still a certain percentage of this that I'm going to have to get rid of because it sticks above the other vents and stuff. And with that, we just have a big old problem with getting a new piece on. See all that right there raised up? Yeah, for right now, that's a problem. All right, as y'all can see with some of this old foam out of here, it's mostly the vinyl dragging it up. and pulling the foam uphill. As y'all notice, this is coming down into where it's good and in play here, and it's starting to look right. So I'm gonna keep on going around so we do look completely right. Just want to give y'all a little bit of an update here. The dash, I've got pretty much around the vent. I think I've got everything I need to get up here in the front of the dash. I've just got to work this area right here a little bit, cut some of this off, and I think we should be ready for that cover. Usually I like to use spray and those little blue shop towels, but that's what I could find today. Tough Plus all-purpose cleaning wipes. I don't know. It'll work, or I'll just have to put more glue on it, I guess. Let's go ahead and clean this dash off, and we'll move to the next step. Now that the dash looks like Wolverine got a hold of it with a mouthful of razor blades, we're ready to go ahead and move out of the truck to the actual dash pad to show you the next step. All right, this dash came with Darfo high temp intake gasket, 638 gray, sure, whatever. This is what you're supposed to put in between the dash pad and the dash to hold it onto the dash. Darfo. I'm trying to figure this out and I'm going Darf. Alright, if y'all hear like a dunk, dunk every 5 seconds, that in the background, I don't know, they're launching planes or something. I guess we moved to an aircraft carrier, but I want to go around all these edges and we'll go through the center a little bit here, and I go in the center of the dip in the dash, because after I got all the cracked vinyl off, since it was holding up the rubber that was under it, the foam, it seems to have divin down. What is that word? Dove down. Yeah, that's it. It dove down into the dash, you know, it laid flat. And we should be able to put this on no problem now. So let's go ahead and get this on and we'll go that way. All right, so I got that silicone spread all on underneath it. If y'all don't wear gloves while you silicone, which I do recommend wearing the gloves, I just didn't think about it. This is sort of a last minute thing for the night. And make sure it's all off your hands before you handle the dash. Otherwise, it's going to be all over the top of the dash. It's going to be all over the inside of the truck. And it's just going to be a big old mess. So it looks like actually having these tub towels, whatever they're called, worked out for the best being out here. So we worked together to actually get it in the truck. The next step is getting it worked down into place the best you can possibly get it worked down by hand. After I do that, I'm going to come in here with some tape, and y'all give me just a moment. I'll be back with that tape and I'll show you where we're going from here. Alright, so I have the tape. Yeah, where's the end? There it is. Okay, what I'm going to do with this tape is I'm going to take it and I'm going to take all the edges that are forward, well not forward, but rear facing, the ones that face me, and I'm going to tape them to the front of the dash, and that's going to keep it from majorly popping up there. It's going to give the glue some time to dry, and we're going to do some other things with this. I'll show you in just a moment, that are going to ensure that this is going to actually stay down on the dash where it belongs and work just fine. Alright, so as you can see here, I've got a ton of tape on here, and I've actually put books on here, and it does sit a little high around the vent, but that's not part of the dash. That's something I'm going to tell you about as soon as I get just a little bit more weight on these right here in these areas where it needs to glue tighter. So the part I never told you about with this install, it's not perfect. It's not a Coverlay brand. However, this actually came off Temu. Same stuff they're selling on eBay and Amazon. So we'll eventually see how it comes out. I think I might have to put a little bit more silicone on it, just to be honest, because the tube they gave you enough to put it on real thin everywhere that it really needed it, and then a little thick in a few spots, so it may start pulling up if it very soon. If it does, I'm just going to put more silicone on it, let that cure up. It should be absolutely fine. And even though it's got the little funky look around the vent, I've got another one like this on the Blazer Dash. I didn't get it from Temu, we got it from eBay. And that's why I'm saying it's pretty much the same thing, because you can blatantly tell they're not Coverlay, but they do a pretty good job. And that's my biggest thing, is trying to get this thing to where it looks pretty decent eventually. Not so worried about having little tiny ping dents on it, stuff like that. But I want to get it cleaned up. I want it one solid color. I am going to drop it. I actually found some drop spindles on Temu too. And of course, this is not some kind of endorsement for Temu, you know. But I just want to say this: the stuff I'm buying from Temu was sold in America, so at least there's that. But anyway, speaking of America, everybody don't forget to support your troops, whether they're enlisted and active or they are veterans. God bless America.